through of like what the last couple of days have been like since between, how long it was traveling, when did you arrive, what have you got up to for the first day or so, any bit of training, things like that?
Travel was a bit split, so the group left Sunday afternoon, then larger group left Sunday evening. Big enough layovers for some lads. Some guys were probably 10 hours in Dubai waiting over, and we got a nice one. We got an hour and a half, so quick enough transfer for us. Arrived in yesterday evening around dinner time. Some more lads arrived in then about 10:30 at night, and good bunch of us got to the gym for spin out on the bikes and stuff, get the legs going. And then today was a morning of meetings and pitch in the afternoon and gym afterwards.
So you're very much into the swing of the training week by now?
Yeah, it's well started now.
This is obviously like it's a place you're unfamiliar being in it, I suppose, like being away from home in a big knockout week, like, because over the last few years obviously you've been very well used to having home advantage from finishing so high up in groups and pools and league tables. Is this a challenge that you've had to just kind of slightly get your head around a little bit differently?
Yeah, in ways, but we haven't been successful in the last couple of years, so maybe it's something that's needed. I don't know. Challenge on the road, a week spent together as a group where you live together and band in and do everything together. So I don't know. I think there's going to be some big positives from it.
Yeah, I was really kind of leaning towards that way, where whether or not you win this weekend, do you kind of see this sort of a week as being something in 2 or 3 years' time could still be benefiting the group?
I don't know if we don't win. I haven't thought about that. If we don't win, I think it's unsuccessful. So that's my view on that.
The 2022 semi-final between yourselves and the Bulls, is that something that has kind of stuck in your craw a bit over the couple of years?
No, not personally, no. Just kind of moved on from that and deal with what's ahead. I don't tend to look back at too many games.
I'll bring up another game against them then, the one a couple of months back at the RDS, specifically though on the scrums, and they did give you a lot of trouble, particularly early on in the scrums that night. Like, just how impressive a group are they in that area of the game?
Yeah, their set piece is very strong. It's probably the heartbeat of their game and what gets them going. So yeah, it's a huge test ahead to deal with that and to assert our own set piece on top of theirs.
How motivated are you to finish this season out on a high? Like, do you enjoy this part of the season where you come into a training week and you don't necessarily know if this is going to be the last week of the season or not?
Yeah, it's why you play. It's to get to the top end of it and get to knockout games to play cup rugby. It's the best part of it.
And then finally, you obviously would have experienced it a couple of months back in that game against the Lions. And some of your players haven't had the opportunity to play against the South African teams over here in the last couple of years, between just various stages being rested. The altitude obviously is the big thing we all talk about. How do you deal with that? How do you get used to that? How long does it take to get used to it?
It's pretty good on the pitch today. I mean, you feel it a little bit, not a whole lot. Like, it was a bit of a different ball game against the Lions with the heat as well. The heat was probably the main factor that was causing stresses there. Training today was good. We got a bit of a blow on, not too much. Got through all our strategy stuff and yeah, I suppose just getting started with the thinner air and everyone seemed pretty happy with it.
Very good. Well, best of luck on Saturday.
Thanks.
Thanks, kid.
Cheers, Neil Ashton. Do you want to jump in?
Yeah, thanks, Emil. Hi, Cian Ashton here from Off the Ball. How's things?
Hi, Ashton.
Sorry, I missed the very start of it there. Just about the travel and that. How do you find it, Cian, like on your body and routine as a player? Do you mind it, or are you well used to it at this stage?
No, it was all right. It was good. We got looked after pretty well. We got enough time to have a stretch in the middle, and there's a bit of a routine in place where it's don't spend your whole time seated, and the general stuff, get up and have a bit of movement, get your fluids in, all that, and we had some stuff to review while we were on it, so we were kept pretty busy. It was good. It's good buzz travelling with such a big group. You get a bit of crack out of it, and it's a bit different to the norm. So especially with a club, you don't do a whole lot of big travel or full week away with a club. So there's good energy about it.
And coming up against the Bulls, obviously, I'm sure the player, you're excited about it. It's an exciting prospect. What can you expect from them?
I think as a front five player, as a forward especially, it's one of the more exciting games because it's probably one of the most physical games we'll be involved in, and that in my position just screams a bit of joy to me. It's something you can just get stuck into and test your physical levels against a team that are very good in that zone.
We're always talking about the crowd and the impact they can have in a game. Obviously, the home crowd will be there for the Bulls. Do you think that does make it harder in a sense?
It'd be tricky not having our own supporters with the energy they've given us throughout the year and how good that's been. But I think if you can corner it to just feed off the energy of a crowd, whoever it is, feed off the noise, feed off all of that, then you just turn it into your own little story then.
For the disappointment of the Champions Cup, just how important has winning the URC become for this group?
Yeah, it's very important. We want to mark ourselves on winning titles in each season, and we haven't won any for a couple of seasons, and that has a bit of a sting to it. So it's something we're properly chasing here.
Brilliant, team. Very best of luck.
Thanks, Ash.
Thanks, Ashley. If anyone from South Africa wants to jump in, can you just raise your hand and we'll let you in? Is anyone popping up? Yeah, Jan, do you want to jump in? Thanks, Jan.
Thank you. Trying to get camera on. We got. You can tell me the human being. A lot of people always talk. You guys have been there a bit Loftus and the altitude. Have you guys done anything different this time, or are you going to do anything different to counter that, or are you guys just relying on your own systems?
The line is a little bit jumpy. Is it dealing with the altitude, is it?
Yeah. Are you guys doing anything? Because you've been here a couple of times, and are you guys planning to do anything different to counter the altitude, or are you just relying on your own systems?
No, nothing different. I suppose the fact that we got here as early as possible, just to get an understanding on the pitch and have an extra couple of pitch sessions under the belt, so people know at what point that's going to kick in and what sort of stresses that's going to put on us. I think it's a better option for us to be here this early rather than arrive, say, Wednesday or something.
In terms of the Bulls themselves, they're obviously involved a little bit this season. What threats do you think they bring to the game that you guys are going to be aware of?
Like I said already, their set piece, both scrum and line out, are very dangerous areas for them. I think that's how they get a big into most of their games. So that's going to be the huge challenge for us is to put a net over their set piece and try and deal with it. And then they've got wicked pace and some great operators in their back line, which we do too. So I think there's going to be good challenges out there as well.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you. The irony is they were always regarded as a forward-based team, but they scored the most tries and the most points. Have you seen their evolution in their game?
In who?
the evolution, the change in their game. You know, they haven't scored the most tries this season and they've scored the most points.
Whose game?
Bulls game.
Oh, I haven't seen so much of an evolution. No, it's their through the season their forward pack has been strong. You know, they know their strength there, and you know, I think they stick well to their strength, and then they look outside of that, they keep the ball alive pretty well, and that's what stresses teams. So it's how we deal with their first part of their strength is their set piece, and how we deal with that.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thanks, Cian. Morgan, do you want to jump in now?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Daniel. Hi, Cian. Cian, of course, focus is on this weekend's game, but in the context of the international season coming up, how big is this game for the Irish team? Seeing that a lot of you guys will go to Pretoria next month to face the Springboks in that opening test of a massive.
I'm not sure, to be honest. They're both teams, both Leinster and Ireland play under different structures. So what we deal with right now is how we play under our Leinster structure and how we want to go after the Bulls. I mean, you're talking club game compared to international game with many different people in the force. So I wouldn't go too deep into that.
Thanks a lot, Cian.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Does anyone else want to jump in, or we can let Cian go and we'll bring in Robin in a few minutes? I'll take that as a no. Cian, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers all. Chat to you all.
Thank you.